Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson was one of the worst fights I have ever watched live. In the build-up to such a fight where Jake Paul is fighting a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, people's expectations were low, rightfully so, and it somehow was still below that. To make what I said extremely clear, you under-delivered fighting a 58-year-old man. How in God's name do you not meet those expectations? Now, some of you may be wondering why I believe this, but I'm going to make it very clear in a few seconds why this is one of the worst performances in all of boxing. To make what I think extremely clear, in 16 minutes, because these were 2-minute rounds and it was an 8-round fight, Mike Tyson did not get knocked out, knocked down, or wobbled by Jake Paul. And to bring it back to those 2-minute rounds, I'm sorry, a boxing fight should not have 2-minute rounds because it makes those rounds go by way too fast and fighters aren't able to actually gain their rhythm. Both of them couldn't do shit, and that's probably half because they were 2-minute rounds. Who does 2-minute rounds? Now, I know we've all joked that Jake Paul doesn't fight actual boxers and he's decided to fight a 58-year-old one here. But my God, if you were going to try and sell me that this wasn't a gimmick fight, you could at least meet the minimum threshold of being a professional boxer. 3-minute rounds. It is so ridiculous that this fight only became a sanctioned fight after the 4th round. If it ended in the first 4, it wouldn't have been a sanctioned professional fight. So realistically, if Jake Paul was half the boxer he was as a cruiserweight, this shouldn't have been a sanctioned fight, proving once and for all this is the biggest gimmick out there. And you're probably saying to me, of course it's a gimmick fight, he's an elderly man. Yes, then finish the goddamn gimmick fight. Don't take him to decision. And he didn't even beat him 8-0. He lost rounds to Mike Tyson, right? I know the judges only gave Mike Tyson 1 round, but realistically, you could say he won 2 or 3. It's that ridiculous. And before I move on to talking about the specifics of the fight, I just want to make it clear, watching this fight was annoying as hell because Netflix kept crashing during it. Netflix's servers couldn't handle the fight properly. Although, to be clear, I want Netflix to keep making these because I like the system far more than pay-per-view. So anyways, the first round starts, and Jake Paul comes out scared versus Mike Tyson. I mean, watching how he approached that first round, you would have thought that Tyson was a literal superhero. Because why is Jake coming out being scared to go inside and fight him? He's fighting on the back foot because he's scared of getting hit. And no, this isn't just Jake's style. His jab has been historically way too shit to fight on the outside, and when it came to Diaz and Perry, he went straight inside, went to brawl with them, and knock them out. But it was Mike Tyson, so he was scared. Now, I have a few reasons why I believe Jake fought so scared, but the biggest one is probably, I think he believes his own crap. I think he believed he was genuinely putting his career on the line against Mike Tyson, and that Tyson was a genuine threat. And maybe he was from how shit he boxed. And when I tell you he was scared, he was scared. He was clinching for dear life in the first 2 rounds. And my God, Mike didn't have any cardio in this fight. He gassed instantly, and I'm not going to hate on him for that because he's 58. Anyways, in the second round, Jake gets hit with a few shots, and he realizes there's not much power. Even if strength is the last thing to fade, when you're 58, everything is faded. And look, from the second round all the way to the 5th round, Jake starts to pull ahead, as he should. He should be dominating, but in this time, he's hitting Mike with good shots, but he's barely landing at the same time, and he's not doing any damage. How in God's name can't you check the chin of an elderly man? Anyways, halfway through the 5th round, I believe, Mike Tyson hits him with a good hook and wobbles Jake. Jake sticks his tongue out to try and hide it, but when you smile in fighting, you're hurt. That's the reason you smile. It's sort of an instinctual reaction. Yes, he's trying to mask it, but he's hurt. How in God's name is Mike Tyson the only person to land a significant shot in this fight? And by the 5th round, it becomes painfully obvious why every round is 2 minutes. It's not for Mike Tyson, it's for Jake Paul, because he's not a heavyweight. Jake Paul as a heavyweight has 3, maybe 4 rounds of a gas tank in him. As a cruiserweight, he has 5 or 6 and the potential to catch a second wind. Like, at heavyweight, his cardio is nothing. And sure, he's more powerful compared to his younger self, his lighter self, but he's not powerful compared to heavyweights. He's weak as dog piss. Now, the fight's over, and at the very least, we should get a call out for his next fight. No. The interviewer has to beg it out of him, to squeeze a call out of him. He's that shit scared. But at the very least, we can say that Mike Tyson has done good being a warrior here, so we can get a good retirement speech. Except he's not done, apparently. He wants to fight Logan Paul, which gives birth to the most unfunny line of all time from Logan Paul with the worst delivery I've ever seen in my life.
I'll kill you, Mike.
Please, for the love of God, do not make that fight. Anyways, that's it for my rant. Please do subscribe for more ranting and genuinely positive videos, as I don't always want to be mad about everything. Have a good time. This was MMA Hype House.